Imagine this, if you will. You spend a week and a half doing nothing but focusing on getting to the top 10 of the $1 million Roblox mega hunt for that chance at $1 million. You've stopped going to school. You've stopped talking to your parents. You've stopped talking to your psychologist, who is calling the police on you right now and like begging that you seek help. You've stopped talking to everyone so that you can luck in and you can focus on getting there. And you do. After many days of consistently topping the leaderboard, like 5 levels in a row, you manage to finally get there at the very end and everything is sweet. Roblox is like, we're gonna send you a message. You're going to Roblox Studio, baby. And only to wake up a couple days later and find a message in your inbox saying that you've been disqualified from the chance to win $1 million when there's only 9 other people there and you get disqualified. Imagine how much your stomach would sink. That's what's happened to quite a few people that were already in the top 10 of this Roblox mega event, and even the top 50, heck, even the top 100, Roblox has been going through and looking at them. And this story is kind of crazy, and there's different reasons for the bans. Some of them legitimate, some of them are very questionable, and we're gonna go through them today. So I saw this on Twitter, a post by Channel Suzumaya, who said that some of the participants of the Hunt Mega Final are getting disqualified for no reason. Some were disqualified for previous moderations from over 5 years ago. Others are disqualified for play testing Fisher's quests, despite even though they're not on the dev team. So let's go through these individually, because we've got screenshots for each. The first one is here. So, a notification of event disqualification. You were disqualified, this is the main part, for attempting to exploit security vulnerabilities. Specifically, we detected an unauthorized access of the experience content for fish during the competition. Now, if we go and get this image from the source, straight from the cow factory, the Moo Moo farm, we find it's from Elliot, and they claim that it's not exactly exploiting security vulnerabilities. They said that it's because they were working on fish. I'm not even a fish tester anymore. What is this? So they're basically claiming that they were once a fish tester, but they're not anymore, and they didn't do any testing for fish, and that Roblox shouldn't be disqualifying them, which I agree with if this is the case. Roblox shouldn't be disqualifying them for once being a tester on fish, even though it had nothing to do with the event. Like, if it did have something to do with the event, then yeah, that totally makes sense, because that would be such a big unfair advantage. But at this rate, no, definitely not. However, they could be lying about it. Like, what if they did use an exploiting program in fish or something? It doesn't seem to be the case, I'll say, because an actual developer of fish and QA manager right here said, getting this sorted, testers were blacklisted from joining fish while Roblox QA'd the event. So basically, the devs are also confirming that this guy wasn't a tester for the fish event. So I think they should be, you know, allowed to be able to test out fish. And I think Roblox would agree. It must have been some mishap or bug with the Roblox systems that maybe they're checking for previous testers, but like it doesn't include after a certain date, something like that. Not sure, but I'd say this is one of the main ones where it shouldn't be a disqualification. Like, I hope that Elliot gets back into the top 10 if they were in the top 10 or the top 50 or whatever. But imagine how sad it would be if they don't, because Roblox has already given the invite to someone else. Oh, that would be so upsetting, man. That would be awful. Ugh. But there's other ban reasons as well. Moving on to this image, we get a little bit more serious, a little bit more wacky, because this one, which Roblox has not done in a very fancy looking way, they say you were disqualified for serious prior moderation infractions, specifically a history of repeated discriminatory content and harassment. I do not know what this guy was doing, but I imagine during the event, he's just going around saying like the N-word and everything to everyone, like, screw you, I'm top 10, you donkey coconut. That is a made up word for the record. Don't sue me. But this guy also seems to disagree with the disqualification, saying, so the reason I got disqualified was from stuff I did when I was 13 to 14. I have nothing in my moderation history in the past year. And Creekcraft replies saying, what were the reasons for your previous bans? And he says, I most likely said some dumb, edgy jokes, and getting a punishment for that is totally reasonable. But getting completely disqualified from $1 million competition after doing it 100% legitimately is so dumb. Now, that's up to your interpretation, because it could have been some really bad stuff that they said in the past, but it was over a year ago. So that's a tough one. I can't even really judge as to whether it would be okay. It does seem weird that they could disqualify you for something completely unrelated to the competition, but I also see Roblox wants to promote kindness and respect and love. But they also keep going, saying here, as for the specific reason, I have no clue. I checked my past violations on the Roblox website, but there was nothing there. I'm down to talk about it more if needed. Which is interesting. But again, this is just what they're saying. Someone said down here in the replies, you know what you did and so does Roblox. Don't play the victim, or do. It wouldn't change that you're disqualified anyways. Though basically, this person could be lying. Like, maybe they got disqualified for something else. Like, I've seen the memes, which are like, oh, Roblox banned me for saying, I love you. When it's obviously like photoshopped and like you see underneath just the top of the lines are just some like horrendously terrible word. You don't know. You never really know. But yeah, taking it at face value here, I'd probably say that it should be fine if it's been like a long time in the past. But then there's this goofy take, which is like, something you have to know about contests, kid. Like this is that the folks running it will try to find any excuse they can to avoid a payout. It's just a fact of life. Yeah, Roblox it was all a scam all along. Merrick 2008 is onto it. Man, Roblox, they're never giving out that $1 million. Nope, they're gonna keep that in the Krabby Patty secret formula vault till the day they die. You're never gonna see that cash, even though they're live streaming the top 10 winners, and the disqualification still means other people have a chance to win it. I don't get this point. I just think it's a very goofy one. Now, there's one other person who was on the top 10 of the leaderboard that got disqualified, and this reason is actually like the hardest reason to judge whether they should be disqualified or not. It's honestly really, really tough, and we're going to talk about it. But first, a little intermission looking at Simply Rick. He had a little downfall here. He's gone on a bit of a downward spiral after getting eliminated. He doesn't say why, but basically, look, this is the beginning. Day two, everything was fine and dandy. Everyone was happy. Simply Rick, he was right there. Look at him, number 6. Oh, those were the glorious days. But then as we scroll up, you start to see things go a bit downhill for him. Ever since Roblox said that really bad message. Ooh boy. Yep, that's a middle finger at Roblox. So I don't know. I think he might actually be in the same situation as the last person. They don't specifically mention it at all, but I can assume, given that their thing says tester at many games, who knows? Or maybe they were exploiting, but I'd like to err more on the side of believing the good things. But let's get on to the actual one, which is this guy, Theodoric. So if you look at the final top leaderboard, this guy was literally 3rd place in the Hunt Mega Edition, and he's been disqualified because of their account being PG'd, which I had no idea what the term was at the time. I was like a boomer being like, what does LOL mean? But it means password guessed. So, and it's no longer alleged after further investigation. So what happened is, apparently this guy's getting disqualified because he guessed the password of this account when he originally got it. Now, I've heard rumors that this password guessing was like 10 years ago. So basically, assuming he's had the account for 10 years, what do you think? That's a tough one. Because if he really did steal the account from someone and the guy was upset about it, then, I'd be like, yeah, don't, disqualify him, you know? But then, the fact that it's been 10 years, the guy, was the guy even active anymore? I don't know. Is that one really does come down to your personal moral compass? Like, I can't even make an objective decision on this one, because it really depends on how big of a crime you think password guessing is something from 10 years ago. But that is crazy. Like someone says down here, someone says he took over the account almost a decade ago and he just fumbled a lifetime chance because of something something goofy that he did 10 years ago. He fumbled a potential $1 million, which is absolutely crazy. Oh yeah, so rip that guy. I just find that absolutely insane. So many people are getting banned. And you know what? It's a good thing. I think Roblox should be banning more people. In fact, I think they should specifically ban around the top 595 players. You know, I'll be generous. 586. Because that'll scooch me right in the back end of the top 10. And honestly, I can see that happening. Because I have 100% guaranteed proof that every single person above me was exploiting. Just give me like a few days to generate some AI footage of them doing it. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. Anyway, there's one more goofy ban that I saw. An individual named Prexter who placed 999,999th place in the Hunt Mega Edition has been disqualified because of their skill issue. Like imagine, you know, you get into the top 999,999. You think you're there with a chance at the prize. It slips through your fingers like jelly. All because Roblox was like, you're so bad at our platform that we can't have you in our real life top 10 event. Hoo-wee. What a life. Anyway, what do you guys think about these bans? Let me know down below. And please tell me if people get disqualified, specifically 550 people. Seriously, I just got to get in the top 10, man. Please, just let me in there.